slight adventure through the galaxy. I wrote, some of you were here earlier, and thank you for coming again, and I hope that it's as magical for you this time around. This has been a magical journey for me, and I was really excited to kind of culminate with this type of a piece. It's difficult to do children's theater, especially children's theater that is allegorical, which means it has the higher level of thinking for all of us adults in this room. This piece is one that I loved, and I loved it because I used to teach it in my classroom. And the reason I taught it is because of two very special educators in my life, friends. Regina Dunn introduced me to the book, and she just told me what an incredible book it was. She read it to all her kids, et cetera, et cetera. And so I picked it up and fell in love, and Vicki Croxton told me about reading it in college, and I thought, wow. And then so I did. I took it right into my AP classroom because it is that deep thought. It really is. And so I wanted to know if any of my kids who were in my class, AP class, were here and remember reading it. They are not, but I see that. Oh, what is that? Okay. So they loved it, and they don't understand it because guess what? This was written by a French, honestly, airplane pilot. He wrote it after he did actually crash in the desert, and he survived. He and his mate, they survived. But he wrote it shortly after, and then nobody really, it became a cult classic. I mean, it just become huge. And that was in 1942 he published it. He was World War II French airman. And the funny thing about it is that 2 years later, he died in a plane crash. So he did. And nobody, you'll Google it, and people say, I didn't really get that, or what was I supposed to get? Oh, it meant that? Nobody knows because he wasn't here to ever give us some of his insight. And I think that's the beauty of the piece, because that's what literature should do for us, is let us make our own journey. So I hope you have that with this. These kids have really been awesome. Wait till you see the things they created, because I just kind of give them some great tools and they go to town. And so I love that. So we will perform on Tuesday. If you could come, 3:15 here. We're still trying to get a little bit under time, as always. If you know anything about us with one act, we have like 45 minutes to set up and tear down. There's so many thank yous that I need to give to this community. I've given ones for this show in there. I do want to point out before the show begins, I want Muriel Carson to stand. Please. And I was pretty new to Chamberlain, and she just took me in. I came in second grade. Mrs. Goldhammer was my teacher, and oh my gosh, she saved me from crying every day. And anyway, Muriel inspired me. I was able to live my life being her assistant. I just worked with her all through high school, and then as a professional too. So thank you for what you've done for our community and for this theater department. Off we go into who knows where, right? Are you guys ready backstage? All right, so what happens is I just say, ready? Chamberlain High School, you may take the stage.
When I was 6 years old, once upon a very long time ago, I made this drawing. I showed my masterpiece to the grown-ups and asked, does it frighten you?
Why should anyone be frightened by a hat?
It was not a hat, so I drew it for them more clearly. Grown-ups always need to have things explained to them. It was a boa constrictor having swallowed an elephant.
Put those crayons away.
Sit steady.
Study arithmetic.
Or geography.
Or electricity. Or science.
Or something important.
So, I did. But I always kept my first drawing with me as a test of true understanding. But no matter who I showed it to, they always said,
that is a hat.
That is a hat. That is a hat.
That's a hat. That's a hat.
that's a hat. So, I threw it away, and I never again spoke to them about boa constrictors, or primeval forests, or stars, and I never again made another drawing. I learned to pilot airplanes, and I lived my life alone, until 6 years ago, when I had an accident with my plane in the desert of Sahara. Whoa! Hold on there, my friend. Where are we? Somewhere over the Sahara, I imagine. Ah, what is the matter with you? Looks like I'm going to have to take you down. Come in, Tangiers. Tangiers, come in. This is Solitaire. Going down for an emergency landing. Make an emergency landing approximately... Whoa!
Please, sir, draw me a sheep.
What?
Draw me a sheep.
Hello? Hello? Who are you? Where are we? Something tells me this isn't the Riviera. Ah, yes. The storm, the engine trouble, the radio. The radio. Come in, Tangiers. Do you read me? Cairo, somebody! Damn.
If you please, draw me a sheep.
You, there, here, in the desert. But who?
Draw me a sheep.
I don't draw.
You used to.
How would you know?
Draw me a sheep.
When a mystery is too overpowering, one dares not disobey.
No, 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 I don't want an elephant inside a boa constrictor. I need a sheep. Draw me a sheep. You can see for yourself that's not a sheep. It's a ram. See, it has horns. Oh, that one's too old. I need a sheep that will live a long time.
This is a box. The sheep that you want is inside.
That's exactly the way I wanted it.
And that was how I made the acquaintance of this strange little man. The next day, as I worked on my plane 1,000 miles from any human habitation, he appeared again.
It is true, isn't it? Sheep eat little bushes.
Yes.
Then it also follows that they eat baobabs.
Baobabs are not little bushes. They're trees as big as
But
castles.
before they grow so big, the baobabs, they start out by being little, correct?
Yes. Where do you come from? Why do you want the sheep to eat the little baobabs anyway? Don't you ever answer a question?
What is this object?
This is not an object. This is my airplane. My friend.
Hello?
It doesn't talk. It's true. I talk to it occasionally, but it doesn't answer back.
That doesn't seem very satisfactory.
It's an airplane. It flies.
You dropped down from the sky?
Yes. What's so funny?
You too come from the sky. Which is your planet?
What? You come from another planet?
Listen, do you hear the music?
What music?
Oh, it's wonderful that sunsets last such a long time here. You see, where I'm from, the sunsets are much shorter. There are so many more of them. One day, I watched the sunset 44 times.
44 times?
Come with me.
Enough of this. I have work to do. Important things.
Come. You see, where I come from, it is so small that all you have to do is move your chair a few steps, and you can see day end and twilight fall as many times as you'd like. One likes the sunsets when one is so sad.
Were you so sad then?
I kept wondering, what was it that I was missing? So far away from home, it's good to have someone to watch the sunsets with. The thing that is good about the box you've given me is at night, my sheep can use it as his house.
And if you're good, I'll draw you a post and a string so you can tie him during the day.
Tie him? What a strange idea.
Well, he might run off.
Where do you think he'll go?
Anywhere. Straight ahead.
Straight ahead? Nobody can go very far. Look for me tomorrow, at sunset.
But wait, why do you only come at sunset? Look, I really don't intend to be here all that long. Straight ahead, nobody can go very far. What's that supposed to mean? Come on. We'll figure out what the matter is right now and leave this bizarre little episode behind us. Right, my friend?
Talking again to your friend who doesn't answer back?
Sunset so soon?
What's this?
It's water. It's my survival. Thank you.
I think if I were tired, I'd rather take a stroll to a spring of fresh water.
That would be nice. How long have you been on this journey?
Have you always been alone?
No, but I prefer it that way.
Do you?
What about you? You live alone on your planet, and
Do you hear the music?
oh, do you mean am I listening to the sunset? No, I don't hear any music.
No, I lived alone until the dawn. You see, that was the day of the 44 sunsets. That was when I realized that my journey really began.
What is this journey you keep talking about?
Until then, I had led a very well-ordered life. I'd wake every morning, such a lot to do. Oh wow, there are Baobabs everywhere.
Ah, yes, the Baobabs.
They burrow down so deeply, and they spread their roots so wide, that if I don't pull them as soon as they appear, they could break my planet into pieces. It's very difficult work. However, one day when I finished, I felt, well, that was the day of the 44 sunsets. Something was missing.
Did you find the answer in the sunset?
No, not in the sunset, but in the dawn the next day. That morning, from a seed blown from who knows where, a small sprout appeared. And it was not like any of the other small sprouts on my planet. So I watched it carefully. You see, it could have been some kind of new baobab. But soon it came clear it was something entirely new. It stopped growing, and it began to produce a flower. A flower like no other I've ever seen before. And then, just as dawn rose,
Oh, yes. Oh.
you are so beautiful!
I am?
Yes.
Oh, what's that?
Beautiful? It's something pleasing to see.
Beautiful. Huh. What's that? It's beautiful.
No, that's a baobab.
Oh. And that?
Oh,
And that? And that? And that's beautiful too.
you are the most beautiful flower.
What's a flower?
Why, you are a flower. You are the most beautiful one on my planet.
Oh, good.
Ow!
What's that?
That's a thorn.
Oh, I have quite a few. I will try to be more careful.
That's okay. It didn't hurt. Really. I'm just so happy that you are here with me.
Sounds like a pretty jolly life you had there.
It was. She was beautiful, and she was exciting, and she was someone to talk to who answered back.
Well, yes.
We spent so many lovely times together. But as time went by, things changed.
Sounds familiar. My experience has been much the same with flowers I have known.
She seemed to resent every moment I spent away from her tending to my chores.
La la la. La la la. La. Ew!
What is it?
There's a monster crawling on me.
Oh, it's just a caterpillar. One day, it will turn into a beautiful butterfly. But if it upsets you, I'll take it away. Oh, in just a moment.
might have a drink?
Certainly, as soon as I get this last little valve out. What is it?
Water!
Are you all right?
Much better now, thank you.
Oh,
But it seems I have a bit of a chill.
better?
Oh, but now it seems I'm terribly warm.
And so it went, day after day, until I finally had to tell her. Don't you see, if I don't return to my work, the Baobabs could become dangerous to you.
Well, go back to your precious Baobabs then, they're so very important. Go on, go back to your precious weeds.
I was so confused. She was beautiful, but she made me so upset. I had so many questions, but no one to ask. I had to find some answers. I had to leave. Goodbye. Goodbye. Here, let me take the caterpillar. I know how it
Leave
upsets
it!
you.
I guess I must endure the presence of 2 or 3 caterpillars if I must be acquainted with the butterflies. And if not the caterpillars and the butterflies, who will I talk to? You'll be far away. And as for any larger creatures, I'm not afraid. I have my thorns. Don't linger like this. You decide to go now, so go. Of course I
Is that my flower?
It's just a doodle.
Well, you should doodle more often. Of course, she has more petals than that. Her stem is really quite longer, and she has 4 thorns.
Listen,
You remember.
I told you, I don't draw.
It's all right. Children will understand.
Children were never the problem. It was the grown-ups.
It's so good. Not so good as my sheep, of course, but if you keep trying, who knows? Maybe you could be an artist
Instead of what? Listen, I have work to do. Important things.
Important things?
Yes, important things. And isn't it about time for you to take your leave? The sun has set after all.
Tomorrow.
How am I supposed to know what your flower looks like anyway? More petals? Longer stem? For all I know, the damn thing can look like... who cares what it looks like?
I did the right thing, didn't I? Letting him go? Why didn't I do that? Why did he do that? Didn't you know? Of course I love you.
Oh, it's much better now. Much better than yesterday.
Read that.
I see you made the stem longer, and you added the thorns and a tear?
Well, I thought she probably felt sad.
Yes, you're right, of course. I was too young to know how to love her. The fact is, I didn't understand anything at all. So I flew away. I wandered from star to star, and I drifted around the cosmos, until I came to an entire group of planets, each inhabited by only one person. The first planet I came to was inhabited by a king seated upon a throne. He was clad in a robe of royal purple and ermine that almost entirely covered his planet.
Ah, a subject. Approach that I may see you better. Tisk, tisk. It is not proper to yawn in the presence of a king. I order you not to yawn.
I can't help it. I've traveled a long way, haven't had any sleep.
Ah, then I order you to yawn. Yes, yes, give us a good one now. It's an order.
Okay. I'm sorry, I guess I can't anymore.
Huh. Then I order you to sometimes yawn and sometimes not to yawn.
May I sit down?
I order you to sit down.
Sir?
Sire.
Sire.
Sure.
Sire, excuse me for asking a question.
Well, I order you to ask me a question.
Over what do you rule?
Over everything. Everything.
And the stars, they obey you?
Certainly they do. And the moon and the sun as well.
Oh, well then, if you please, sire, could you possibly order a sunset? I should love to see a sunset.
And so you shall.
When?
Oh, soon. Just have to wait for the conditions to be favorable.
When do you think that will be?
Oh, I'd say this evening about 20 to 8.
Excuse me, but I should be going.
Oh, don't go. I'll make you a minister of justice.
But there's no one here to judge.
Then you shall judge yourself. That's the most difficult thing of all.
Judge myself?
It is more difficult to judge oneself than to judge others.
Then I knew it might be of some value to visit the other planet as well. As I approached the next, it seemed to be inhabited by a very grand person.
Ah, an admirer.
Good morning. What a strange hat you're wearing.
It's a hat for acknowledging compliments. I raise it when people acclaim me. Unfortunately, nobody ever passes by this way.
Oh.
Now sit right down there. Very good. Now clap your hands together. Once again. Now faster. Do you really admire me very much?
Well,
I just love it when you admire me.
admire. What does that mean?
It means you regard me as the best dressed, most beautiful, richest, most intelligent woman on this planet.
But you are the only woman on this planet.
Even so, couldn't you just admire me anyway?
I agreed to admire her, but I didn't know why that should be so important.
Grown-ups are very fond of themselves.
Next. The next planet I visited belonged to a businesswoman who was so busy.
3 and 2 make 5. 5 and 7 make
Good
1.
morning.
26 and 5 makes 31. So that's 501,622,731.
500 million what?
I can't stop now. I'm much too busy, can't you see? I'm concerned with important things. 500.
Oh!
3 and 2 make
Millions of what?
millions of those glittering objects.
Fireflies?
No! Little golden objects that set lazy men to idle dreaming.
You mean the stars.
Yes, that's it. The stars. As for me, I'm concerned with more important things. No time for idle dreaming in my life.
So you said, what do you do with 500 millions of stars?
What do I do with them?
Yes.
Nothing. I own them.
You own the stars?
Yes.
But I have just seen a king who
Kings
said...
do not own. They reign over. It's very different.
What good does it do to own the stars?
It makes me rich.
What good does that do you?
I can put them in the bank.
What does that mean?
It means I write down the number of my stars on a piece of paper. I put the piece of paper in a drawer and lock it with a key.
I myself own a flower, which I water every day. So it is of some use to my flower that I own her. But you are of no use at all to the stars. I traveled onward. I soon noticed a lonely, flickering light. And there, on a planet even smaller than my own, stood a sweet old woman after a cold winter, faithfully lighting her street lamp. Good morning. Why have you just put your lamp out?
Those are the orders. Good morning.
What are the orders?
The orders are that oh, good evening.
But why have you just lighted it again?
Those are the orders.
I don't understand.
There's nothing to understand. Orders are orders. I follow a terrible profession. In the old days, it was reasonable. I put my lamp out in the morning, and in the evening, I light it again. I had the rest of the day to sleep.
The orders have changed since then?
Good morning. The orders have not been changed. Now that's the tragedy. You see, year after year, the planet has turned faster and faster, and the orders have not been changed. Now, every minute, light my lamp and put it out again.
That's very funny. The day only lasts a minute here.
It's not funny at all. Good evening. While we've been talking together, a whole month has gone by.
A whole month?
Good morning.
To me,
Good evening.
that woman was the only one who didn't seem selfish. Perhaps because she cared about her planet. What she did was beautiful, and therefore important. The last planet that I visited was that of
A geographer.
What is a geographer?
A geographer is a scholar who knows the locations of all the seas, rivers, towns, mountains, and deserts.
That's very interesting. Your planet is beautiful. Does it have any oceans?
I couldn't tell you.
Has it any mountains?
Don't know.
What about towns, rivers, and deserts?
I don't know.
But you're a geographer.
Exactly, but I am not an explorer. Take a seat. Explorers count towns, rivers, mountains, seas, oceans, and deserts. Geographers are much too important to do that. We record what the explorers recall of their travels. Why, I recognize you now. You're an explorer. Describe your planet to me.
Well, I have a flower.
We don't record flowers
Why not?
because they are ephemeral.
What does that mean?
Ephemeral. It means in danger of speedy disappearance.
In danger of speedy disappearance?
My flower is in danger of speedy disappearance?
Certainly it is.
But she has only 4 thorns to protect herself, and I have left her on my planet all alone. What should I do?
Why don't you visit the planet Earth? It has a good reputation.
So I did. As soon as I landed here on Earth, I met someone. Good evening.
Good evening.
What planet is this?
This is Earth. This is Africa.
Ah, so there are no people on Earth?
This is the desert. There are no people in the desert. The Earth is large.
Whoa, look at my planet. It's right there above us.
It's very beautiful.
I wonder if the stars shine brightly here so each of us can find his way home.
What has brought you here?
I've been having some trouble with a flower.
Flowers. Ah.
Oh, you are a funny animal. You are no thicker than a finger.
But I am more powerful than the finger of a king.
You aren't very powerful. You don't have any feet.
But I can carry you further than any ship. Whomever I touch, I send back to the earth from whence they came. But you are innocent and true and come from a star. I can help you someday. If you grow too homesick, I can. Do you know who I am?
Oh yes, very well.
You shouldn't be talking to snakes, you know. They're dangerous. And you certainly shouldn't trust them.
You shouldn't tell him not to trust me. I never lie. He knows who I am. Do you?
Understandably, I was upset. Not only were my food and water nearly gone, but now I was starting to have serious hallucinations. I worked frantically on my airplane.
Please, I have to know. You have to tell me. If sheep eat little bushes, do they eat flowers too?
Yes, sheep will eat anything.
Even flowers that have thorns?
Even flowers that have thorns.
Then why do they have them? If they don't protect them, what good are they?
Rocco,
Why?
Cairo, somebody. Flowers have thorns just for spite.
I don't believe you. Flowers are naive. Wait, you actually believe that the flower...
No. I just said the first thing that came into my head. Can't you see I'm busy with important things here?
Important things? You talk just like the grown-ups.
The grown-ups? I'm not...
You confuse everything. You mix everything up. I don't believe you could ever be an artist.
An artist? Being an artist is not going to get me out of here. You know how much time I've wasted on pictures of your stupid stories?
You are just like the businesswoman.
The businesswoman? Wait.
I'm busy with important things. Flowers have been growing thorns for millions of years, and the sheep have been eating them just the same. And it's not important to try and understand why they go through so much trouble to grow thorns which are of no use to them.
Little buddy.
And I know one flower who is unique in all the world, but which one sheep can destroy in a single bite some morning without even noticing what he's doing. You think that's not important?
Please, I'll show you a muzzle for your sheep. I'll try your railing to put around your flower. I'll... A grown-up. So that's what I am. Have you gone just because the stars have come out? Or are you really never coming back? I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. I didn't know what to say. How I could ever mend the damage I had done. Then I had an idea. But he, of course, was too far away to hear. It is such a secret place, the land of tears. Wait! Wait! So far away from home, it's good to have someone to watch the sunset with. I realized that I have become like those people, the grown-ups. I can't see sheep through walls of boxes anymore.
What is that?
It's a muzzle for your sheep. You put it on him like this.
I see. How's your friend?
Oh, him. No change, I'm afraid.
He'll be better soon. I'm sure of it. After I landed here nearly a year ago, I traveled many places.
Oh, yes? And though my circumstances were as dire as ever, I stopped, and I listened, and I drew.
After I met the snake, I crossed through sand and rock and snow, and I came upon a road that led to a garden. Good morning.
Good morning.
You all look like my flower. Who are you?
We are roses.
I thought I was rich with a flower who was unique in all the world. All I had was a common rose. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm right here, under the apple tree.
Who are you? You're very pretty to look at.
I'm a fox.
Will you come play with me? I'm so unhappy.
Play with you? I can't play with you.
Why not?
Because I'm not tamed, and you're one of them.
Them?
The ones with the guns, the hunters. Yeah, you're one of those hunters. Sure, you don't look dangerous because you're little. But how do I know it's not a trap?
But I don't have a gun. See? What does that mean? Tame.
It means to establish ties.
To establish ties?
Yeah, see, to me, you're just a little boy. And to you, I'm nothing more than a fox.
Oh, I see.
But if you tamed me, then to me, you'd be unique in all the world. And to you, I'd be unique in all the world. Then we need each other.
I'm beginning to understand. There was a flower. A rose.
Ah, like the ones in the wall down the road.
Yeah, I think she tried to tame me.
It's possible. Well, nothing's perfect. Every day's pretty much the same old thing around here. Search, run, hide. Sometimes I sit in that hole over there just thinking for hours.
About what?
About what it might be like if it was different. If someday, someone came along, someone whose footsteps would get me excited instead of sending me scurrying away. Someone who would tame me.
I'd like to, really, but I have no time. I have so many things to understand.
You have no time to understand anything. Then, you only understand the things you tame.
Why don't men have any friends?
Because they have no time. If they had time to understand anything, then they'd have a friend. If you want to understand, if you want a friend, you've got to tame me.
What must I do to tame you?
You must be very patient. You're still a wild animal after all. First, we'll sit in the grass together. Then, I will look at you out of the corner of my eye, and you will say nothing. Words are the source of misunderstanding. But, every day, we will sit closer and closer, day after day.
Shall we begin? Ow! Ow!
Say, don't do that.
Ow!
You okay?
I think so. But what was it that I did?
Well, you can't just, if you're going to tame me, it's got to be a ritual. Rituals are very important, especially in taming.
I think I understand. Shall we begin?
Ready when you are.
1, 2, 3, go! I was thinking, did you ever think that?
Not a word. Nice scarf.
Nice tail.
It was a gift from my mother.
Did it work? Are you tame?
I don't know. Let's find out. Yes, I'm tame. Let's see. Yesterday we explored the hills, and the day before, the forest. I know. Let's play hide and seek. I'll hide. I've had lots of practice.
Not today.
You were thinking about your rose again. Listen to me. Go now and take another look at the wall of roses. Then you'll understand.
Understand what?
You'll see. Then come back and say goodbye to me.
Goodbye? What do you mean?
Just go. And when you come back, I will tell you a secret.
You are nothing like my rose. No one has tamed you. You have tamed no one. You're like my fox when I first met him. But now I have tamed him and made him my friend. Now he's unique in all the world. An ordinary passerby would think that my rose looked just like you. But in fact, she is more important than all the hundreds of you roses. Because it is she that I have watered, sheltered. Because it is for her that I have killed the caterpillars, except the 2 or 3 that we saved to become butterflies. Because it is her I have listened to. Because she is my rose. The time has come for me to go.
I shall cry. One runs the risk of weeping a little when one allows himself to weep.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And now, here is my secret. A very simple secret. Repeat it after me so that you'll always remember it. It is only with the heart that one can see right.
It is only with the heart that one can see right.
What is essential is invisible to the eye.
What is essential is invisible to the eye.
No!
What is it? What?
These memories of yours are very charming, but
what?
my plane is still not working, and I haven't got another drop of water to drink. I'm about to die of thirst. Not that there is anything I can do about it anyway. And I suppose there are worse ways to die than listening to your stories.
It's a good thing to have had a friend, even when one is about to die. I'm thirsty too. Come, let's look for a well.
In the desert?
The men where you live raise 5,000 roses in the same garden, and they don't find what they're looking for. And yet, what they're looking for can be found in a single rose. Or a little water.
A little water.
I'm tired. Let's rest for a moment.
In all the time we've been together, I've never seen you take a single drink of water. And yet before, you did say that you were thirsty, didn't you?
Water may also be good for the heart. The desert is beautiful. What makes it beautiful is somewhere it hides a well.
Do you really think we'll find a well in the desert?
You must remember my fox's secret. What is essential is invisible to the eye.
Are you really hiding a well? It seemed to me that there was nothing more fragile in all the world than this little prince and his loyalty to a flower, the image of a rose that shone through his whole being like the flame of a lamp, as if he himself might be extinguished by a little puff of wind. And then, just as he said, out of nowhere, like a miracle, look!
Listen,
Look.
do you hear? It's the well, it's awakened, it's singing! What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing at all. It's just so amazing. You brought me here. You took me on this incredible journey.
But you're wrong.
What do you mean?
It was you who found the well. You see, I knew from the moment that you showed me your drawing, my sheep in a box, that all you needed was some time.
And a friend.
And look at you now. You're tame.
Tame. Like your fox.
Exactly. Like my fox.
Hey.
I hear it! I hear it! My descent to Earth? Tonight will be its anniversary. I came down very near here.
Then, when I met you 2 weeks ago, when you were strolling along all alone 1,000 miles from nowhere, then it wasn't by chance? You're going back to the place where you first landed? You have things I don't know about.
You must go now and fix your friend.
My friend? You are my friend.
Go, now. I will be waiting for you when you return.
When I returned to my plane, unbelievable as it seems, as though there had never been anything wrong with it. It started. The engine revved up and the propeller spun like a top. I was so excited. I had to tell my friend the good news, so I ran back ahead of time. But when I got back, he was deep in conversation.
Then you don't remember.
No.
This is not the exact spot.
Oh, yes, yes.
It is the right time.
But this is not the place.
It is under my star where we met.
Exactly.
I shall be there tonight.
I have good poisons.
You're sure it won't make me suffer too long?
It won't.
Now go away. I want to get down.
What are you doing? Why are you talking with the snake?
I'm glad your friend is better. Now you can go home.
How did you know about that?
I too am going home tonight. It is much farther and much more difficult, but I have your sheep, and I have your sheep's box, and I have the muzzle.
Oh, please tell me this is a bad dream. The snake, the meeting place, the star.
The thing that is important is the thing that is invisible. Like a flower on a star.
Yes, I know.
Like a well in the desert.
Yes.
Like an elephant in a boa constrictor. I knew from the moment that I saw you asleep by your machine that you could give me what I needed.
And what was that?
My sheep, of course. Please, don't cry.
One runs the risk of weeping when one allows himself to be tamed. Oh, please don't do this. If you leave, who will laugh for me?
Each night, watch the sunset and see the stars come out. And know that I am there on one of them, living and laughing. And then the stars will laugh for you. Please do not come tonight. It will look a little as if I were dying. That's not true.
I will not leave you.
It's wrong for you to be here. You will suffer. Let me go on by myself. You know my flower. I'm responsible for her. She has only 4 thorns to protect herself from all the world. There now. I am ready.
It has already been 6 years since my friend went away from me with the sheep, and I have not yet told anyone this story, until today. I have a selfish reason for telling you, though. It is to make sure that I never forget him. To forget a friend is sad. Not everyone has a friend. And if I forget him, I might too, once again, become like the grown-ups. It's true, you know. He kept his promise. At night, I love to listen to the stars, because to me, they sound like 500 million little bells.
very much for coming. We were at 45:53, so we are close.